since the late 90s, 97, 98, somewhere around there. My distribution of choice is, of course, Slackware. I work for a small software company now called Main Street Softworks, and we do credit card transaction processing software. And we are currently hiring. We're looking for a, bring up the email real quick. Silly bifocals. We're looking for a technical support specialist, depending on experience, starting at 40,000. So,
I don't know if you're part of the 2600 chapter.
Well, yes.
On Facebook.
I can post it there. All right.
Somebody else posted it down earlier today, and there were some people that were looking.
Good. Technical support specialist, full-time position located in the Jacksonville office. Purpose of this position is to provide support to all technical departments within the company. Basically, you'll help out our I can read. It's probably easier for me to read. Our certifier guy, yes, work with the certification department to facilitate ongoing software certification using third-party test systems, manage initial response, assist our in-house IT department, and do quality assurance testing. So that's my plug for my company. I've been running Slackware. Let me get back to my presentation. So this is titled Slackware Isn't Dead by me. I was going to subtitle it Slackware Isn't Dead, or should it be? But I decided not to. At the end of my last Slackware presentation, I concluded with, if you want to learn Red Hat Linux, get Red Hat Linux, get Fedora, get CentOS, and run it. If you want to learn Debian, get Debian and run it and learn it. If you want to learn Ubuntu, get Ubuntu, live it, love it, learn it. But if you want to learn Linux, get Slackware and run it. The first beta release of Slackware was in 1993, and currently the current release is 14.2. I ran Slackware 9 through 11 on my desktop for many, many years. I have an old HP Killer flatbed scanner, HP 3300C, I think it is. Came with software for Windows 98. Has the old USB 1.0 square connector on it. Still fully operational with Slackware today. Doesn't run with Windows 7 or 8 or 9 or 10. I'll be more than likely switching back to Slackware on my desktop. At some point in time, I couldn't get something installed. I don't remember what it was, but I shifted to Fedora, which is on my desktop now, but I will definitely go back to Slackware really soon. Since I had first installed Slackware 9, the installation has not changed pretty much at all. And that was back in 2003, and it's now 2017. So I'll step you through the install process. When you first boot up Slackware, you'll see, you'll come to this screen. You'll need one or more partitions of the type Linux. Once you've prepared all your partitions for Linux, select type setup to begin the installation. So basically you're going to run fdisk or cfdisk from the very beginning. Oh. It's a picture. Yeah,
Is there a live?
that won't go bigger.
Is there a live CD version of this so we can try it?
Actually, there is. I didn't even know that, but yes, there is a live CD version that you can try with Slackware.
So originally what got into Slackware was the fact that they actually had a modular plug and play for creating live CDs.
For what?
It's
Oh,
modular.
for creating live CDs?
Yeah, you can actually create modules for it, just plug and play into the CD image and it's
Oh, really? Cool.
So it actually was really popular for a long time for live CDs.
Okay. Not Knox, what was STP? One of the big,
There's like one distro I remember that was out there for a while. It was actually
that was Slackware based.
Slackware based. It was actually for doing Wi-Fi sync testing.
Yeah.
And it
Backtrack.
wasn't Backtrack.
It was Backtrack through.
Backtrack, right?
One, two.
Backtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Backtrack was initially Slackware based.
Yeah, back when it was awesome. Yeah.
Well, I don't know why this picture's here. When you first log in, you type root, and then it says blah, 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 blah. To start partitioning your hard drives, use fdisk or cfdisk. Sure, we can do that. You need to know what partitions you have. So do an fdisk-L, and it will show you all your partitions. And at the very end, since this is on a virtual machine, it has a whole bunch of these SDA or dev RAMs. And then at the end of them, you see dev/dev/SDA 10 gigabyte partition. So that's the one that I'm going to create our file system on. There it is. Trying to find it on the slide. fdisk, dev SDA. P for print your partitions. Show me what you got. And basically it tells you there's a 10 gigabyte disk and there's nothing on it. One slide at a time. I type N for a new partition. I type P for a primary partition. Primary versus extended. Partition number 1 through 4. I selected partition number 1, and I created a new partition 1 of type Linux. Size 10 gigabyte. Then I typed P again to print the partition table. And it shows me there's one partition, dev SDA, 10 gigabytes. Right here, 10 gig, type Linux, that's what I want. And then I type setup, because that's what the instructions told me to do. Once you're done configuring your partitions, type setup. And then you get the installer. This is what it's looked like for as long as I can remember. It's the same thing.
Yeah, here. Pretty close to the Debian installer.
Pretty close to Debian? Is it? All right. I select my target partition, dev SDA 1, Linux 10 gigabyte. Format, quick format. I chose XFS. Adding this information to my file system table. Install from a Slackware CD. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I'm not going over the network or anything fancy. Automatically query to find the CD. I'm thinking if you're doing this live, it should automatically find it. And then the package selection. What packages do you want to install? Slackware recommends that you install all packages. Believe it or not, yes, they do. Dan's giving me some interesting looks. And it helps with dependencies. Slackware does not start anything by default unless you tell it to start. So even though you install all packages, you install Apache, you install MySQL, you install all these other packages with it, it doesn't start anything. So when you first boot up to Slackware after you've done a full install, nothing's really running until you tell it to run. So you don't have any dependency issues.
Is there a separate version for servers versus GUI?
There is not. Nope. There is not. At least not that I'm aware of.
So you can select if you want just server versions of the packages, or go ahead and just install the GUI anyway.
I would recommend just going and installing everything. I would. So in this case, I did a full install, everything, 9 plus something gig of software. It says recommended in capital letters with an exclamation point.
XFC?
All the desktops?
KDE?
Oh yeah,
XFC at least.
my bad. Let me go back. I went through and I unselected KDE or international support for KDE.
Support libraries for known KDE and
Yeah.
XFCE format.
Yeah, so I run XFCE as my desktop, so I went and unselected KDE. And then it goes through and installs all those packages for you. I don't care about a USB device for booting up, so I skip that. Next, it's going to install Lilo. If you don't know what Lilo is, it's the Linux loader. It was prior to Grub. So anybody knows Grub is the Grain Unified Bootloader. Before Grub, it was Lilo. Slackware still uses Lilo.
But that project died.
Some programs require extra parameters to be passed to Lilo. In this case, I just took the default. Use the UTF-8X8 text console. I said no. And that was the safe choice. Select the Lilo destination. I said install the master boot record. Mouse. I said use the Microsoft mouse. That's the safest choice. Configure network, yeah, I like having network access. Gave it a host name, a domain name. At home, I make sure it's on the static IP. Gateway. Sweet, I just crashed my Mac again. Yes. Alright, so I'll pretend that I just finished my install. After Lilo installs, I think that's about it anyway. So, after Lilo installs, then reboots, what do you do next? first thing I want to do is I want to add a user. So I do the user add, give myself a username, Rob, and add myself to the sudoers list. That's kind of important if you want to sudo and do admin type stuff. The network configs in Slackware are in rc.inet1.conf. So if you want to go and change your static IP or change your configuration to use DHCP, you do it there. And for those changes to take effect, just do rc.inet1 restart, and your network changes take effect. There's no system CTL, there's no service restart, blah, blah, blah. This is the old school way, and it still works. When your system first boots, you get the black screen, like a server screen. So, how do you actually boot to a GUI? You can type start X. You can type init5. If you wanted to do it automatically when the system boots, you would change the etc init tab file and change the default run level.
If you decided to install all the desktops and you run start X, which one does it default to? Because it's based off your xconfig file, so it's going to be one.
Do you have to write your xconfig file?
I did not have to.
No, it probably not have to do that. Defaults to something.
This one defaults to XFCE.
Oh, really?
I deselected KDE when I installed it.
Okay.
I did not, everything else was still selected. And I booted to XFCE, or not booted, but started it with XFCE.
It's a sensible one to start with.
What's that?
It's a sensible one to start with.
Yeah, I agree. It's a sensible one to start with. There's a myth that's been going around ever since Red Hat debuted its RPM manager, that Slackware has no package management tool. All right? Simply couldn't be further from the truth. Slackware has always included a package manager even before Red Hat even existed. While not as full-featured or as ubiquitous as RPM, package tool and its associated programs are every bit as good as installing packages as RPM. The truth about package tool is that is not that it doesn't exist, but it doesn't do any dependency checking. Is that good or is that bad?
Bad.
I'm hearing a lot of bads.
RPM doesn't do dependency checking.
That's true. Dpackage does not, and neither does RPM.
It makes sure that you have the dependencies installed that it needs.
Yum does,
Yum
or
does.
Smart does. But those things are running on top of RPM. RPM by itself will let you install things that don't work.
Yeah, but it has the dependencies in it. Yeah,
Huh?
RPM actually has the dependencies inside of the package management.
It knows that you can RPM IDH a file that doesn't
Oh, yeah.
have something else,
You can force
but it
it.
won't put it in. Unless you're using Yum or Smart or Yast or one of the tools that sit on top of RPM.
But it knows about the
It
dependencies.
does know about them, it just doesn't do anything about them.
Well, yeah.
Package tool is closer to package and service.
I was
Doesn't know anything
thinking
about it,
that,
it
yeah.
doesn't care.
It doesn't care, exactly. Yeah.
You don't have all the things. I don't care. Okay.
Yep, exactly. All right.
Actually, Solaris package will complain that you have dependencies. It just won't look at them for you.
Right.
All right, this is not to say that Slackware packages don't have dependencies, but rather that package manager doesn't check for them. Dependency management is left up to the sysadmin, and that's the way we like it. This is Slackware's stance on it. So, you as a sysadmin are in control of your servers. You know what packages are installed on your system. At least you should know what packages are installed on your system. If you use Yum or whatever Debian's thing is, and you install a program that installs 50 others, what holes have you just opened up? I don't know, they go so fast when Yum installs them, I have no idea what it just installed. So that's Slackware's stance on this. You as a system administrator need to install all those dependencies so that you know what's installed on your system.
That's why they recommend installing.
But after that, Slackware packages. After you've installed everything and you want to install something that's not included, you can go to slackbuilds.org and use this site to download the source and the build script for that package that you want to install. So if you go to slackbuilds.org, you'll see a link for the source and then a link for the package. And you download both of them and run the build script, and it builds it from scratch and installs it on your system. There's also another one, the Alien Builds. Use this site to just download the pre-built package, as Alien Bob has already packaged it up for you. Alien Bob has not done all these packages, but I mean every package that you could possibly want, but he's done quite a few. I was going to do some gnuradio stuff, some SDR stuff that was done last month. So I've had a lot of fun with that. Installing gnuradio. First thing I read requires Cheetah. What the heck's Cheetah? I don't know. So I downloaded the Cheetah package, read the website, installed it with setup.py. Great. Downloaded gnuradio from the Slug build site and installed it with install package space gnuradio dot blah 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 blah, and it installed that just fine. Then I tried to run the RTL_FM, and I got the dreaded error while loading shared libraries. Everybody remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So I went trying to find it, and there it is in user local lib, where it should be. So what do you do to get around this? Oh, sounds like I did an ENV, which should not be capitalized, that should be a little E. Little ENV shows your environment, or all your environmental variables. And I grabbed that for a library, and it returned nothing. So my load library path was empty. So I added it to my .bash profile file and exported it. Log out, log back in for that to take effect, or you can just rerun the file. And it said no supported devices found. What? Well, and then I remembered I read through his thing and it said, oh, I need to blacklist the modules, that's it. So I went through and I blacklisted those modules. I put them in etcmodpro.d and I created a file called rtl.conf. Tried running it again, no supported devices found. Because this was running as a VM, I didn't actually click the little button that said, hey, let this USB device be seen by the VM and running inside of it. So, once I did that, then the RTL_FM command worked, and I was able to stream 89.9 stereo 90, and it works just fine. So next I wanted to install GQRX, and that's this little cool waterfall display thing. And this was weeks ago when I was doing all this. And man, I was way ahead of the time, way ahead of the power curve. I was going to be super prepared for this topic. I was going to have lots of cool stuff at the end of it. Yeah, the rabbit hole begins. I need Qt5. Slackware 14.2 comes with Qt4. No problem. Downloaded the package from Alien. I installed it with install package. piece of cake, and installed fine. Trying to run GQRX. Says I need gnuradio config.cmake. I installed that package. Why can't it find it? So I did a find from root by name gnu config.cmake. And sure enough, it's there. User lib64 cmake, blah, 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 blah. And I found out, oh, I need this other environmental variable called gnuradio dir. So I put that in my .bash profile. No package gnuradio also found. So I did the git thing and make directory build, cd to build, run a cmake. Actually, you run cmake space dot dot, and it builds from the build directory, back one directory. Make and then make install. And then finally, no. Oh wait, yes. That one did work. GQRX is finally configured. Yay! And then I tried to run it. This application failed to start because it could not find or load the Qt platform plugin XCV. What is that? This had nothing to do with the library libxcv not being found. After days of chasing dead ends and consulting a C programmer at my work who has lots of experience with Qt, I met with Dan for a beverage, and after putting our heads together, we were able to figure out doing an LDD of the libqxcv.so file revealed I had some missing libraries, libinput and libxkcv common. Had I paid attention to the dependencies file of the Qt package, it specifically said those two are required.
RTFM.
RTFM, yes. Read your dependencies. So, I downloaded libinput, read, hey, this has a dependency, libwacom. I downloaded it and installed it with the install package. Then I installed libinput and libxkcv common with the package tool or install package. All those went swimmingly. And then GQRX starts, yay! And when I select the correct device, the waterfall display actually works. I was like, oh my gosh, hallelujah. Unfortunately, some of the cool stuff that I was thinking about weeks ago, showing you and demonstrating, unfortunately, it's not working like I wanted it to. I wanted it to show some CV stuff. However, the CV radio band is about 27 megahertz. The oscillator chip on the USB dongle is 28.8 megahertz. You can't pick up frequencies lower than the oscillator oscillates. The lowest frequency that you can pick up is about 30 megahertz using that dongle. That was a bummer.
A lot of amateur radio bands, about 30.
What's that?
There's a lot of, pretty much all of them, amateur radios about 30 megahertz.
Okay.
A lot of them are just using FM.
Yeah.
HD radio, thought that was a great idea. No, it's proprietary in the United States. It's actually, yeah. What? Yep.
Yeah, ours works different than the rest of the world.
Yeah, the rest of the world, it's not
Like
proprietary.
the rest of the world actually knows how to
it is.
decode their HD streams.
Yep. No. There's a way to make money? Oh, yeah. I can't make this up.
I want to hear it. You're on HD.
Yeah, NPR.
Don't say it like HD radio. What do you think?
Actually, part of the HD radio that's really interesting is the streams that go along with it.
I'm sure somebody's probably reverse engineered Linux.
I'm sure they have, it's just we don't have a way.
I can't, yeah, I searched for HD radio Linux codecs, and yeah, I can't find anything right now. So.
Fairly niche.
Maybe somebody in the 2600 group might know something. Hint. But I do not.
I still haven't gotten around to the paper experimentation.
All right, so I'm checking. That was quick. Are there any questions so far? Yes, sir.
Would SDR Sharp run on the Slackware, do you think, or you wouldn't have to go through this learning experience?
Should, you have to get your mono libraries and stuff. I'm not sure what sort of rabbit hole that is.
What is it? SDR Sharp?
Yeah.
That's the
One of the
Windows
packages
package.
that amateur radio operators use.
It's kind of like what you just installed, except it's written in C# that uses .NET, so you need mono. If you can get the mono running on the Slack, I don't see why it wouldn't work.
One of the reasons that I got off this, that I had to get off of Slack is I was trying to install something under Wine. And Wine is Wine is not an emulator, it runs the Windows tools.
Yeah.
A lot of the Windows stuff is written for 32-bit. Slackware 14, Slackware 13.37. Actually, starting with Slackware 13.37, they went to full 64-bit. They provided no 32-bit libraries. Really. So I had to go through quite a rabbit hole to get the 32-bit libraries just so I could install Wine.
So if you want to do cross-compiling,
Yeah.
how would you go about that?
That's a good question. You can download, actually there's a script now that will go out and download the 32-bit libraries from Slackware. Well, I haven't done that since, so. Yes?
Are there things I can install that don't tell you like RTS, I'm like, you need these packages, like,
No, every package that you download will list its dependencies.
like let's say you weren't doing that RTL, you're doing something else, and you kind of like a guy in problems like that. You needed a package you didn't know that you needed.
I'm standing in front of the speakers and it's causing feedback, so.
I'm just saying, like, have you run into anything that?
It's been a while since I've actually used Slackware on my desktop.
Okay.
So I just started diving back into Slackware. These are my first several programs that I got back into and started running into. Oh yeah, I need to check the dependencies because it doesn't do it for you anymore.
That's the way you like it.
And that's the way we like it. Because it teaches you everything that you should know about Linux. You should know about how your libraries are discovered, what's your library path, and all the other paths. So if you don't know all that stuff, you need to learn it at some point in time, and better sooner than later, in my opinion.
Is there a ARM version instead of just Intel?
I'm pretty darn sure. I'm pretty sure there's even a version for the Pi.
It's a,
Yeah, that's an ARM, yeah. So,
I think it's,
Let's go behind it. ARM, whatever.
Tutorials on how to do it, so.
okay.
It can be done.
Yes.
Packages, can you still, I presume you can still use turnballs?
Oh, yes.
And they're, if you are comfortable with other package managers, can you install the Slackware communication or any package or
There are converters that you can convert from RPM or dev to the Slackware package. I don't remember what that is off the top of my head, but it does exist. And it's in Slackware's docs. Okay. So yes, they do exist. Any other questions? Go once? Twice? All right. Afterwards, we go to a